Cornetto. Number 5, Tommy Greer. Number 11, Tim Lang. Number 12, Daniel Johnson. Number 14, Matt O'Hay. Number 22, Sam McKinnon. Number 23, Nathan Crosswell. Number 33, Mark Worthington. And number 76, Ben Knight. Coached tonight by Alan Westover, assistant coach Warwick Giddy. And introducing tonight the home team, ladies and gentlemen, your goal.
Beautiful one day, perfect the next, and it was certainly a beautiful day on the Gold Coast today. 30 degrees, and it's a magnificent night tonight to be at the Gold Coast Convention Centre for the NBL clash between the Gold Coast Blaze and the Melbourne Tigers. Great to have your company wherever you're watching around the land. Joining us tonight, four-time Olympian Shane Heal. Pleasure to be here, Shane, in your territory, Healesville, as they call it up here on the Gold Coast. And either of these two teams lose tonight, they're in big trouble. This is a big game.
Well, it certainly is, and I'm not sure whether it's too early, week 4, to say this is a crunch game, but it really is pressure on, and the Melbourne Tigers had a dreadful game last week. You have that from time to time, but can they bounce back? And the Gold Coast at home, if they're going to make the top 4, this is a game they have to win.
Tigers starting 5, important for them. They've been changing and chopping. This is their starting 5 for tonight.
They've had injury problems, and Luke Kendall, he'll take the point guard position, a good, experienced player, and he'll be accompanied by Daryl Coletto, the three-point specialist. In the front court, they've got a big advantage. Sam McKinnon, he's got unlimited potential. Can he come back after a year off last year? Ben Knight in the middle for the first time, and Mark Worthington, he's the heart and soul of the Tigers already.
And the Tigers bench Greer, Johnson, O'Hay, Croswell back into the team, and Tim Lang. And a short time ago, Shane, you spoke to Ben Knight about the fact that last start they were thumped by 35 points.
Yeah, I think we maybe travel back from NZ and we think we're going to roll in there at home and that's going to be enough to get it done. But quite clearly this league's too good to just turn up and think, team's just going to let you run all over them. And Townsville really wanted it. They were hungry. They wanted it more than us. And we're compounding that by taking the ball out of the net most times, not getting into our offense. And so we're really ready to make amends to that.
Ben Knight looking forward to taking on your old team, Shane, the Gold Coast Blaze. They're starting 5.
And what a backcourt. Adam Gibson and James Harvey, both represented Australia in the off-season. Expect a lot from them tonight. In the front court, we've got Mika Vicona, Mr. Energy. He has to be able to bring it tonight to help the Gold Coast. Pero Cameron in the middle, and Erron Maxey. He's played 2 games, new import from the States. He's been good.
And the bench for the Gold Coast, Ibaka, Chewy Ibaka, Tees, Demos, Vanderjagt, Golding, and Tommy Amar also suiting up tonight for the Gold Coast.
And we've got Chris Golding somewhere in there. He had a terrific game in Cairns last week. He started to get it going. I spoke to him about a fantastic dunk he had in that game.
It just, the lane sort of opened up a little bit, and I think I was lucky to get that one in. So I'm just going to, when I get a chance to play, just try and bring some defensive energy, and we'll see what happens. The Tigers are going to be a tough ask. They've said in the media, we've said in the media they've been a benchmark for the competition for the last few years, and even though they've got a couple of injuries, they're still going to be a real tough team to play against, and we're going to have to pick up our game a bit. We've got to play better defense, and everyone's got to come together more, and we just got to do a better all-round job.
Big night tonight, good crowd in here at the Gold Coast Convention Centre, round 4 NBL action. Many of the patrons still finding their seats. TAB Sportsbet have had a few plunges on the Melbourne Tigers. They were around $2.05, the Melbourne Tigers, but they're into $1.80 favourites right now after a couple of large $10,000 bets, Shane. So some expect the Tigers to get up tonight away from home.
Well, that's risky business, putting money on the Tigers after last week's performance, but it's really a flip of the coin. I mean, who knows which Gold Coast and which Melbourne Tigers is going to turn up. It's going to be a terrific game.
Gold Coast players getting together, one last chat. Erron Maxey in the number 6 singlet tonight. Played in the 0-0 last week. Famous Robert Parrish Boston Celtics number, but he's ditched the 0-0 for number 6.
And they didn't tell us.
And you were suggesting that he can start to unpack now after a couple of good games. Even you were a little critical of Michael Joyner, the man that he replaced, and you were telling Michael Joyner don't necessarily unpack, but you wanted Maxey to unpack. You like him?
I like him. I like him from the start. I think he's going to be serviceable, and this is going to be crucial, the start of this game, and I think Erron Cameron's got to be the target. The Gold Coast have to go inside on offense.
Tigers ball from the tip. Coming off a 35-point smashing. McKinnon snapped away from him. And here's the man we spoke of, Erron Maxey, taken away from him by Worthington. So a double turnover early. Corletto, Worthington, inside, all the way to the basket.
That's too easy. I mean, the Gold Coast can't turn it over one end and defensive transition the other and give up 2 points. And it's a problem both teams have had. Too many turnovers and not enough assists.
Maxey taking it back out for Kona. Gibson trying to start something. And the foul off the ball.
6.
And that's a good call. That's a call that would have been let go in years go by, and they would have said, let the advantage be to the player that has the ball. But you need to call those because they mount up and then they'll get to the bonus.
And they get a fresh shot clock as well. And a big attempt for a 3. James Harvey started well early.
And that spells danger for the Melbourne Tigers because if halves get going, you know there's going to be a few to come.
His best this year, 24-point game against Townsville. He can light it up. Worthington trying to set it up. Knight, Kendall. Worthington will back pass to Knight off the glass. Clever.
That's a great pass by Mark Worthington and good action from Ben Knight on the weak side to be able to get to the open spot.
Hot game early. Maxey, catch and shoot for 3.
He's proved he can shoot that, hasn't he? He's shooting the ball at 50% from the 3-point line early. And looking at his stature, you wouldn't think that that would be his game.
You like him that much, you're prepared to unpack for him. And a foul there on Adam Gibson.
One. Well, I reckon the owner of the Gold Coast plays, Owen Tomlinson, he certainly would have unpacked for him. There's no doubt about that after seeing the first fella that came in.
McKinnon from the side. Kendall. Melbourne by 1 early. Kendall double team. McKinnon almost a foot on the line there and called the 2.
And that's probably a scouting report too. They let him have that open shot. You need to see whether McKinnon can prove himself over a longer period of time from the perimeter. I mean, his best move is going to the basket. He's an athlete and so tough to defend.
Gibson sort of taking it to the basket for Kona from the corner. Rims out McKinnon with the rebound and maintains possession of the ball. I suppose if you're doing some numbers on a few of the players to try and work them out a little, Sam McKinnon, 16 seasons in the NBL, is one that you've got some stats to go on to work out his game. Been around a long, long time. Worthington takes it inside with the fake. Couldn't get the basket. Maxey long, Harvey, see if he could make something of this. Takes it back out of the corner. Wasn't flustered by it. Through the legs, back to Vicona, takes it baseline. Worthington was waiting for him, double team. Harvey for the 3. That one rims out. And Erron Cameron put his body on the line there. And the foul is called.
Well, Perro did the same thing on the defensive end before when Worthington went to the basket. He moved his feet, really took good position and was able to help the team get the ball back.
Proving there why they call him the Rock. Erron Cameron, he's a big unit. Gibson inside, little fake. Maxey with a jumper. Drops.
I like the fact that the Gold Coast have been able to move the ball a little bit. They haven't been impatient. And the fact that James Harvey's taken 2 shots already at the start of the game. He's only taken 11 shots average so far this season. He needs to get that up to 15, 16.
Corletto. Knight Trying to pass inside. Erron Cameron was waiting for it. Turnover. Harvey. Spin. Move. Off the glass in. Spectacular.
That's what the Gold Coast fans come to see. James Harvey in the open court. If he's not shooting a three, he has the athleticism to be able to finish like that. Left hand. A good pass from Erron Cameron too.
And Ben Knight, your friend, is hurt too.
That is not pretty. We don't want to see that.
See where the knee might have caused him some trouble. And reached for it straight away.
Just out of shot. That is not good. With Chris Anstey out of the Melbourne Tigers lineup, they don't have the depth to be able to cover in the centres position. I mean, obviously Chris Anstey, he's one of the best players in the league. You don't get a 7-footer that has that much talent to be able to cover him, but Ben Knight is a perfect person to be able to come in and be serviceable.
It looked innocuous. It looked as if it's just a 33-year-old knee feeling it rather than a bump or a push.
Did Perrot's knee hit the side of him or the back of his knee?
Maybe. And Ben Knight may have to be carried from the floor here. Just talking about how big a unit Erron Cameron is. And tangled with the rock there, Ben Knight is still on the court. And they're thinking stretcher.
What do you think Perrot weighs?
Well,
what's he listed as? The big fella.
Put next to him a little while ago. I think he's 3 figures.
He's certainly 3 figures, the big fella.
Trying to be kind. You're thinking 120, are you?
Oh, no. He's well and truly above 120. Make no mistake about it.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Ben Knight. No other current player as NBL teams as Ben Knight has been taken from the floor. Disappointing way to start the game for the Melbourne Tigers. They're down a man early.
And the bloke at home that had a big bet on the Melbourne Tigers has just started sweating.
So give us a number for Erron Cameron before we move on. You go to top
Off-season?
130.
Oh yeah, he's top 130, the big fella.
Okay.
And it's solid muscle, I've got to add.
Lucky you added that, otherwise you would have thought you were critical. Kendall with the ball, knocked away from him, and it's still a Tigers ball. But they'd be in a little distress at the moment, the Melbourne Tigers, just worried about what they're going to do to change their lineup slightly. There is Al Westover and Ian Stacker, the two coaches who'll have to come up with a plan. Corletto.
There's no way Nathan Croswell could be healthy, otherwise I think he'd be on.
Maxey, little around the back. McKona back to Maxey, lost it. Good enough to get it back again and tipped in by McKona.
Great start by the Blaze. It's coming from the defensive end. They're getting stops, putting pressure on in D, and being able to get easy baskets the other end.
Worthington into the paint, spin move, draws the foul.
See, I don't like that call. I feel like the defender had his hand straight up. He didn't move. And Wortho's very good at being able to get this with the referee. You see, he really puts his arm in. I'm not sure now. Can I retract? But Wortho's fantastic at it. He really makes contact with the defense, really puts his arms in and under. It's really difficult for the defender to get out of the way.
Worthington with the first. Third NBL club in the past 3 seasons for Mark Worthington. Kings, Dragons, both dead. And now the Tigers.
That score's not right, by the way. 12-8 to the Gold Coast.
Get that fixed shortly. Maxey to Chulia Barker. Harvey takes it baseline and the one hand. Can't get it to go. Johnson the rebound. I need a big game from him. Kendall inside McKinnon. And back out again. Worthington for 3. Rims out. Rebound for McKona. Maxey inside. McKona the 1-2. And slams it.
Again, in transition, offensive transition, good teamwork, unselfish play, and too easy from the Melbourne Tigers.
It was like a training run. Johnson tries to back his way in, gets it off the glass.
And that's a good move. Well done in identifying the mismatch. James Harvey got caught on the big fella, and then when he got it, he knew what to do with it.
It's 14-10, the Blaze by 4. Kona under the basket. Maxey triple teamed and still got it to go off the glass. Timeout called. Erron Maxey, he loves it one-on-one. Here's a one-on-one star street baller in his past, the World Battleground one-on-one finalist from Providence University in the USA and the Pennsylvania Valley Dogs. And he, at the moment, is starting to win some fans here on the Gold Coast, Erron Maxey.
He'll win even more if they can get a win tonight. And great timeout from Al Westover. He could feel momentum was going against him. Ben Knight's out of the game. He's going to have to change some rotations. And again, I get back to Nathan Croswell. He must be injured, otherwise he'd be on the court. They need a point guard. They need some direction out there because I don't know how they're going to score at the moment.
Now Westover having a word to his boys. These two coaches got a nice history between them. Head-to-head at 7 each. Joey Wright, of course, 6 seasons as the coach of the Brisbane Bullets and won the championship with the Bullets in 2007. And these two the only championship winning coaches still in the NBL. You have a look at this Vicona 1-2 in the dunk. Nice move. What you like to see, got the rebound at one end, slammed it in at the other.
Yeah, and again, speaking to Ben Knight before the game, he said they couldn't get any of those baskets because they weren't getting stops. And the same thing tonight, 16 points after 5 minutes, and then we get one.
Full pass and to the foul.
Yeah, see, a couple of years ago, Sam McKinnon would have been all over that.
I think he had intentions to. Corletto. Inside again. Corletto with the fadeaway. Couldn't get that to go. Johnson attacked the rebound. Maxey, Harvey. They can smell blood at the moment, the Gold Coast. Chewy Ibaka.
Great extra pass. The skip pass is always open on the other side from James Harvey, and the Chewy off the bench for a 3.
Corletto takes it inside. The floater. Beautiful move.
He's really developed that as a part of his game over the last couple of years because he's always just been a 3-point shooter, and now he's got that going to the basket.
19-12. Harvey tries to extend the margin. Can't. Turnover. Johnson pushes it out. And now Kendall takes it down the floor. McKinnon thought about the attempt for 3. Puts it up off the glass. Johnson, he thought he had the rebound. Vicona stole it from him. And that's his specialty, the rebounds. Mika Vicona, more rebounds than points for his career, Mika Vicona.
You see Sam McKinnon at the other end. You can see he took a year off last year. It's very difficult after you've had that much time off with an injury to be able to come back and straight away be able to get it going. And you can see he's still suffering from that. But he took a massive pay cut in the off-season, and good to see him in the league because the league certainly needs people like Sam McKinnon.
Ibaka tried the clever pass. Golding clever enough to mop it up. Here's your pull man. Pull man Golding. Out to Ibaka. The fake and then the basket.
Herky-jerky sort of game on the floor, change of pace. Hardest sort of players to be able to defend when you really don't know what they're going to do, and they can pull the 3 as quick as that.
McKinnon feeds it inside. Johnson, triple team to get it back outside. You mentioned he might be injured. Nathan Croswell couldn't handle that. Oh, that was an easy basket for Maxey, but the pass was too long from Adam Gibson.
Yeah, I think he just took it a little bit too easy, and at the end realised that he had to get his A into G, and he was a bit slow.
21-12, the scoreline. 3 minutes 22 left in the first quarter. Croswell, McKinnon, Kendall. Tigers need a spark from somewhere. Worthington backs his way into Maxey, who stole it. Got it back again, and the hook can't go, but he draws the foul.
Yes, we can now. We're 6.
Really, it's been the only thing the Tigers have had to go to in offense. Try and get Worthington on the block. They're very stagnated though on the perimeter, and they don't have great 3-point shooters on the perimeter as well, which makes it easy for the Gold Coast guys to be able to help out on Worthington.
Second foul for Erron Maxey. Still got 3 minutes to go in this first quarter, so he'll have a sit down. If you're new to the game again this year, 10 quarters, 5 fouls per player. So you'll quite often see a player sit down if they get the 2 in the opening quarter. Worthington makes the first, and they really need something from him.
You only have to look at the season statistics to realise why the Tigers are struggling. Mark Worthington 31%, Luke Kendall 35%, and Sam McKinnon 38%. They're not going to win too many games unless those guys step it up.
A few of their starters having a sit down right now, Gold Coast, giving them a rest. Adam Gibson. Inside, Vanderjagt. Golding. And the pull man for 3.
And that is the best way to be able to break a zone. The Tigers have played it the last few possessions, challenged the Gold Coast almost to be able to shoot the trifecta, and they've done it well. In fact, 5 from 6 from 3.
Kettle, Johnson steps it inside and puts up the floater and gets it to go. No applause, as you'd expect. Tigers away from home. Gold Coast crowd enjoying them being put to the sword at the moment. 24-16 the score. And it's still Gold Coast ball. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Plenty of time for this inbounds to set it up.
And again, the Tigers matching up in the zone, and what better person to bring in off the bench for the last couple of minutes. Joey Wright brings in James Harvey. He will be lurking in the grey areas to be able to find another 3.
Barker. Couple of clever moves, couldn't get inside. Erron Cameron screen. Golding kicks it out. Harvey, who you spoke of. That doesn't drop for him, but Cameron, the rebound. Second chance points vital. Fresh shot clock to work with. Backs his way in, the big man. And spins it in. Awesome.
That is his game. You get the ball to him on the post, he's a great chance of being able to score, but you have a look. He's looking all the time to try and find his shooters on the weak side, which makes him very difficult to defend.
130 kilo, you said?
I reckon plus.
And use every one of them there.
He honestly sets a double pick. You call an on-ball screen, it's like 2 men coming. Fantastic.
Can the Rock drop this free throw? It can.
Al Westover, he will be fuming. 27 points they've given up with 1:45 to go in the quarter. They're 10-minute quarters.
They might give up a whole lot more. Harvey out. Barker was in 2 minds there and then messed it up. Erron Cameron for 3. Kendall. Rebound. Tommy Greer. Kendall. Broswell barking instructions. Johnson trying to get out wide. Worthington from the top for 3. Oh boy, they needed that. He rattled it out and got it to drop back in. Barker. What about taking it to the hoop? Sit out Cameron. Harvey. Minute left in this opening quarter. Golding. Vanderjagt. Golding. Harvey. The catch and shoot. Worthington with the rebound. They need a few stops, the Tigers, to get some confidence heading into quarter time. Broswell, Worthington from the top again. Takes on Vanderjagt, draws the foul, will go to the line.
Well, he's had to pick it up, Mark Worthington. He's been aggressive to the basket. He made his 3 last time, so Vanderjagt has to come out and respect that 3-point shot. Pero has good help, but gets called for the foul.
Foul is on. Number 21, Greg Vanderjagt for the Gold Coast Tigers.
Only 10 points in the 35-point loss to Townsville last weekend, Mark Worthington. The first. And a number of the Tigers disappointed with their output in that game. It's them both.
Well, this is the challenge, isn't it? They had down by 12 points. They've brought it back to 6 now with only 30 seconds to go in the quarter. It could have got ugly.
Ricona inside Golding. That was ugly. If you're a Tigers fan, ready to watch. If you're here to see the Gold Coast in full flight.
You've got to be impressed with the unselfishness of the Gold Coast. 6 assists already in the first quarter. They're only averaging 14 in the first 4 games that they've played.
They'll wind it down here. The Tigers get the last shot away with about 3, maybe 2 left on the clock. Kendall kicks it out. Greer for 3. Can't get it to go. Worthington, quick attempt at a basket, fade away, rebound. Golden opportunity gone there for Melbourne, who had a couple to the scoreline at quarter time.
I'm not sure about the body language of the Tigers walking off there. You just don't see the normal passion and spark that the Tigers ooze.
Gold Coast players on fire early, 29-21 at quarter time. Former NBL superstar and current Basketball Australia CEO Larry Senstock up on the Gold Coast to have a look at things. Might see if we can have a chat to him at half-time, Shane.
That'd be good to hear from the big fella, see the changes and the big decisions that have been made, all very exciting.
Sticking with a summer competition, the NBL for the future. Second quarter underway. Adam Gibson to Vicona. Harvey inside, little fake, Maxey off the glass.
See, that's a well-executed play that Joey Wright obviously did up at quarter time. Come out of there, get ball movement straight inside to Erron Maxey because he had 9 points in the first quarter.
Spin move along the baseline, tried for the reverse Johnson. Worthington, and that might have been just for 2. Put on the line.
That's great for his confidence after not shooting the ball well, as we've spoken about. 3 from 6 so far, 14 points is carrying him.
Harvey inside, Ibaka takes it out, Vicona fouled. He tries to put it up onto the glass, and he will go to the line.
And this will be interesting.
So what's his percentage this year?
This year,
or give me
is
career
much
then,
better.
if you like.
Last year he was 33% from the free throw line, and I would go as far to say that, Dwayne, you could handball a better percentage than that.
It's his 150th NBL game tonight. Vicona, so we'll be kind.
There you go. There you go.
Not sure he intended to rattle down like that, but Stewart gets the first. There you go.
There you go, mate. Easy game.
Celebration night for Mika Vicona. Hey, Croswell, Worthington. That's to Croswell.
Good pressure again from the Gold Coast. Now, they didn't get a steal, but Melbourne have started their offense with 12 seconds to go, the shot clock.
And it's winding down. 4, 3. Worthington with the fade away. Can't get it to go, but Johnson, the put back. Second time does.
See, Joey Wright would have spoken about that all week. They gave up 24 offensive rebounds to Gold Coast against Cairns, and they can't afford to do that against the Tigers.
Harvey tried to take it inside with double teamed. Maxey, 3 attempts. Johnson, good rebound, and draws the foul as well.
They're getting some open looks. You see Maxey, there was no one within about 8 feet of him there. And that's the shot he can make. That's dangerous stakes for the Melbourne Tigers.
Substitutions in the players for the manager. Chris Gould.
Mark Worthington, 14 points. 3 from 7 from the field, but he's been to the free throw line. He's got 6 from 6 from the free throw line. Great start from him.
And if you joined us late, Ben Knight was taken from the floor. He has a fairly serious injury. They've taken him to the hospital to get a scan. He won't take any further part in this game, so gets a couple.
2 points on the 14.
Nice, good confidence from the young fella.
So they're a man down, the Tigers, and they're down on the scoreboard, 33-28. Harvey. Maxey. Golding.
Out.
Foul off the ball.
12.
Against Johnson.
There's no doubt that it's going to take some time for this Melbourne Tigers outfit to get ready. They lost a lot of players in the off-season. They've got more players coming in. They've had injuries, people coming and going. It's hard to understand.
Harvey, quick three.
Great shot. But it's going to take them some weeks, and I think they've got to be patient. They've got to be able to build their way back. There's no doubt when Chris Anstey comes back, they'll be a force.
Chris Anstey due back after Christmas, maybe as late as the new year. As Vanderjagt called for the foul there on O'Hay. And boy, do they need Chris Anstey back, Tigers.
Yeah, well, it's not just Anstey. You've got Barlow that left, Ebby Ara. I mean, big name players that aren't there now.
Tipped out, still Tigers ball.
He's been serviceable, the big fella. Came out of college. He's got some size about him. You think he's going to be able to develop lane.
And gets it out to Croswell. In the top, Croswell for three. Rims out. Lang. Little hold from Vanderjagt. On Tim Clubber Lang, and he is a big unit, Clubber Lang. Born in Melbourne, first season in the NBL, back from that college stint with the Stetson Hatters.
Oh, that's where he played. You see that last play, Nathan Croswell came off the on-ball screen. The defense goes behind because he's not a respected three-point shooter. He goes getting to the basket. Well defended by the Gold Coast.
O'Hay to Worthington. Trying to work it around. To Worthington. Steps inside off the glass, easy as you like.
He didn't even step. He just stepped over James Harvey. He might have even stepped on him.
This one closing up a little, 35-30. Chewy Ibaka. Yindi Ibaka. Cameron Golding for three. Had a long look at it. Nothing but them there.
He didn't even hesitate. There's no doubt he's got some confidence, this young fella. If he gets going, he will string them as well.
Worthington. Croswell. No, they're back in it a little. Worthington, turn and shoot. Very nice basket, that.
18 points, Mark Worthington. Someone is going to have to shut him down, and it's somebody like Mika Vakona that has the mobility and the strength to be able to work with him.
Barker all the way to the glass. He's knocked down and he looks hurt. Been around a while. Has the Indy X Ibaka. X is the initial for his middle name. I'm not sure what it stands for. But he's from Oakland, California, and you were telling me he didn't get a nickname until he came to Australia.
Well, Ibaka, you would think that he'd been called Chewbacca before in his life, but he was a bit surprised. Chewy. And I guess the Aussies, we're pretty quick to be able to nickname somebody. It normally takes a day.
Gold Coast players coming in with a 1-4 record. Melbourne Tigers coming into this with a 1-3 record. There's their positions on the NBL ladder as it stands right now.
Very early days, though.
Yeah.
I've picked the Gold Coast to finish in the top four, and I'll stick with them. I think when they get a few players back and get used to Joey Wright's systems, then I've got no doubt they'll be able to claw their way back up that ladder. And normally halfway through the year you start to get an understanding of where everyone's at, and I think that Cairns have started off extremely well, and so have the Adelaide 36ers. The thing will be, can they stay there as the season progresses?
We're talking about Erron Maxey and the Indy Ibaka, the imports for the Gold Coast Blaze. Melbourne Tigers playing this season without any imports. Mika Vakona, even though he's born in Fiji and plays for New Zealand, doesn't count as an import as we look at one of the greats of all time.
I know that.
Bruce Palmer.
All I'm saying is you can't get a
Played
technical
for
foul
Big
for
Bruce
doing it as well.
for the Brisbane
It's up to the
Bullets.
referee to
Very,
make that
very
judgment.
knowledgeable coach, and now
Yes, I
coaches
know.
in the
I totally
ABA
agree.
up
Just let you
here,
know,
and
okay?
big involvement in junior basketball.
Yeah, coached Adam Gibson and
But,
Chris
yeah, I know,
Golding as
but
well.
then it doesn't
Just
look
a couple
good
of the young
because you are
players that
going down.
he coached with the Southern District Spartans in the ABA, Bruce Palmer, and they've had their careers extended to play with the Gold Coast Players, those two. So Barker makes the first.
He's got fantastic form. I mean, when he shoots it, you know, you feel like it's going to go in every time, and you know, it hardly touches the rim.
From the University of California, the Berkeley Bears. And Barker makes them both.
A very versatile team, the Gold Coast, because Ubaka can play the point guard position, he can play the 2 position as well, and with Adam Gibson, you know, it makes it a very, very tough assignment to be able to defend them in the backcourt. You throw James Harvey in the 3 spot, lethal.
Good transition. Off the glass, couldn't get it to go. Tim Lang back out. Worthington for 3. And the rebound, Erron Maxey.
Big boards, and even if he doesn't score a lot of points, which he can, if he rebounds and plays D, sets screens for his scorers, he's going to be a very, very good player.
Barker, a couple of fakes, back out. Back inside, kicks it out, and the 2 imports combine. Gets it to, rims out.
Got to talk to it. You have to talk to it, Aaron.
I was heading down. Tiger fans breathe a sigh of relief. 40-32. For 3 again, Worthington. He's taking the shots. Needs to make more. Ibaka pulls it down and takes it down. Round the back. Kicks it out. Cameron had the shot. Ignored it. Maxey inside baseline. Off the glass. Draws the foul.
Pretty smooth, Erron Maxey. You see him come off a dribble handoff from Big Pero Cameron straight away. As I said, you love to get a screen because he uses his arms, he holds, he puts his butt into them, and he just creates space for you. When you come off one of those on balls, it makes it very difficult to defend.
Played in Argentina, Hungary, Finland, for the Pussycats in Finland, as well as the Valley Dogs in Pennsylvania, and around the world.
He's going to love Australia then, if that's his history. What a great place to play. Come to the Gold Coast, enjoy this weather, play in the NBL. Certainly not the same sort of money as what is in Europe and South America and some of these other countries, but to be able to speak our language, and we are so Americanised, he certainly will not want to leave.
41-32. Melbourne Tigers coming off the 35-point humiliation. The hands of Townsville. Trying to stop the rock. O'Hay back out. Big 3 attempt and nailed by Luke Kendall.
Well, he needed it. That's the first shot he's taken for the game. I didn't actually know he was on the court. They need him, and he can do it. There's no doubt that, and good penetration from O'Hay to get to the middle, that Luke Kendall has to find a way to get into the game as the Tigers drop back to this zone defense again.
Luke Kendall top scored with 19 points in that 35-point demolition of Townsville as Maxey just stop and pop, puts it in.
And if you're going to beat a zone, the defense is going to be through the free throw line. It's the best place to get in the heart of the defense. You go inside out, or as Maxey did, just be able to shoot it yourself.
Kendall shut down this time by Golding. Worthington. McKinnon had to stretch for it. Shot clock down. Foul off the ball. It's on Golding. He was hanging on to Luke Kendall, as you said. Kendall got the big 3 seconds ago. Golding tried to do the shutdown job. And Kendall draws the foul on Golding. Fresh shot clock for the Tigers.
They just seem to be lacking some oomph. There's no spark there at the Melbourne, at the moment with the Melbourne Tigers. I'm not sure where it's going to come from.
Trying to take it baseline, does. Kicks it out to Corletto, had a couple to beat, and the floater rims out. Second chance points. It drops, and he'll go to the free throw line to make it a 3-point play.
You've got to have a runner, Dwayne. You've got to have a runner. And it comes up a little bit short that time for Daryl Coletto, but nice little flippity-doo-dah, straight back in and 3-point play.
Well, isn't the rule you are the first person to know it's going to miss when you shoot it? Mentally?
Yes, it is. I guess you are. But I'm not
read
sure.
that somewhere.
You're
the first person on the floor that knows it's going to miss. You've shot the ball.
Going to miss, even if I was having a bad night.
But
And there was a few of them.
43-38. Tigers playing their way back into this one. Barker past McKinnon, and the foul called on McKinnon.
See, I'm surprised with the new rules that say you can't put a hand on the defender, exactly like Sam McKinnon did then. But more offensive players aren't being aggressive and really taking at the defender, trying to get to the hoop, trying to get the opposition in foul trouble, and creating some space or some opportunities for your teammates.
Both teams into the penalty now. So they'll go to the free throw line with each foul, and Barker misses one.
This is a great part of the game. 4 minutes to go. Both teams are in the bonus. Now as a guard, that's exactly your mentality. You're trying to use the on ball, you're trying to go at the bigs, get to the free throw line and get a couple of cheapies.
Made 15 of 17 free throws this year. Igindi Ubaka. So that only the second miss of this season. Kendall. McKinnon, Pauletto. 44-38. Kendall thought about the three. McKinnon takes it around. Shot clock winding down all the way to the hoop. Draws the foul, gets the two. Will go to the line. Big play with 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
Again, that's the sort of stuff that Sam McKinnon's capable of. He's got the mobility and the talent to be able to get to the basket. He just needs to be in that frame of mind that he's doing this. Most times he gets the ball if the structure allows it within that offense.
Joey Wright knows him well. Grand final MVP in 2007, Sam McKinnon, when he was playing for Joey Wright, and Brisbane won the championship. Can't get that one to go. 44-40, Vicona. Barker. Taking his time, trying to set it up. Golding cuts to the basket, cuts back out. Barker takes it himself. Not clear, and still a Gold Coast ball, but they've only got 3 on the shot clock.
He's not happy.
Oh, no, wait.
He's not happy. One of the criticisms about Chewbacca is the fact that he does hold on to the ball a lot. And you see that shot clock, he had it for the whole time. He had it for 21 seconds without anybody touching the ball.
Had a couple of tryouts with the LA Lakers and the San Antonio Spurs. Igindi Ubaka played some summer league for the Charlotte Bobcats. Couldn't get drafted though. Played in Belgium and Germany, but didn't enjoy it over there. Couldn't speak the language. Said he couldn't make any new friends over there. Spent the whole time on the internet with friends back home. Wanted to come to Australia because he could speak the language here and enjoy his basketball both on and off the court.
I'm sure he made a few friends along the way, and he'll make a few more out here. And as I said, this is obviously I'm a bit biased, but I think it's the greatest place in the world to be able to play, and he'll certainly fit into this Gold Coast lineup.
Right here.
Here's Joey Wright.
Here. This is your release here. Okay, if he doesn't have it, release here, get into it for a quick shot. You don't have anything, all right? Only 3 seconds. Turn and seal. If they switch that, Mika, you coming back, looking for Mika right over the top, Allende. All right? So you got one of those 2 options. It's only 3 seconds. If you get back, get stopped, rebound the basketball. B, 1, 2, 3.
So 3 seconds from the inbounds. Was that Igindi Ubaka to Mika Vicona, was it?
I didn't hear. I was looking at the stats.
Right, okay. Well, that's roughly what I heard. So we'll see how we go here.
Come on, mate. You're the expert. You know what's going on.
So Ubaka's got the ball. Let's see if he goes to Vicona here. Obviously, they'll need to set a screen for Vicona. No. Went for Maxey. Vicona couldn't get free. Pauletto takes it straight down. Kendall rims out. Greer tried one off the glass. Vicona with the rebound.
See, I'm surprised every time I look up at the scoreboard. 44-40, and it feels like the Gold Coast are in front by more.
Barker to set it up again. Vicona, Golding. They know they should be in front by more as well. Maxey for 3. Worthington the rebound. And they're getting some stops, the Tigers. They can close to within 1 here. Kendall. McKinnon cuts. Worthington back outside. Shot clock down to 6. To back out. Corletto needs to put the shot up. Long way out and nails it.
You called it, back to 1. Great pass, and that's Darryl Corletto's game.
Gold Coast in a bit of trouble here. They've dominated this game. They lead by 1. Golding. This will be for 2. Foul on the shot. So it could be for 3.
Was that 3?
No, it was 2. He had his foot on the line, but he could make it 3 now.
Never foul a 3-point shooter. Now you're telling me it's 2, but have a look at that 3. He's always had range, Darryl Corletto. And I guess when you train under Andrew Gaze, as he's back up for so long, you're going to be able to shoot the trifecta.
The pool man. Chris Golding.
He's like a musician. I reckon he'd be able to belt out a tune, wouldn't he? He'd have a guitar somewhere.
Corletto for 3 again. 5 for 2 in a row. Greer, rebound. Kendall. His 3 attempt is gold. Melbourne back into this in a big, big way. 47-46. And the foul.
Again, they've just snuck up on the Gold Coast. I guess they've hit a few threes, 5 from 12 from the three-point line now, 42%. That's certainly helped them, but they've had 10 offensive rebounds as well. Big problem for the Gold Coast, giving up so many offensive rebounds and allowing teams to get back into the game.
Coming into this game, the Tigers were the only team in the competition not to have a player score 20 or more in a game. Luke Kendall with 19 against Townsville, the best of them. They have had their troubles. Now Westover has a sit down and have a chat to them. They've got a 1-3 record, 1 win, 3 losses so far. Gold Coast plays 1-4.
And you're screening for the 2. If it goes to him, Sam, you got to dive. Now, if we can't get it to him, it goes to you, regular continuation. And then after that, look for an inversion. Sammy's 5. Let's Sammy go 5 on that. So third player, then the inversion, fellas. Might get a cheapie. If not, we got the guard coming off the double. All right? Keep it in.
1 win from 3 record, I should say, not a 1-3 record. The Gold Coast 1 win from 3 games for the Gold Coast plays.
Everyone.
1:49 left. Second quarter. Back up to the line.
He's been to the free throw line 4 times already in this game, so this will make 6. Good effort for the point guard being able to do that because he shoots it so well when he gets there.
1 shot to go.
Five and 6 from the free throw line. Begin to Ibaka. 49-46. McKinnon. Corletto. Worthington. Corletto for 3 again. Long look at it. Can't get it to drop. Big flick in. Sensational Tommy Greer.
Great offensive rebound, and again a problem for the Gold Coast, but Darryl Corletto misses that many shots short. He's a fantastic shooter, but I guarantee you 90% of the shots he misses are short.
Which is your bugbear?
I hate it. I hate it because you don't give it a chance to go in.
49-48. Foul called.
Gold Coast have done a good job of identifying the mismatch and going to Erron Maxey that had Darryl Corletto on him in the block. You see Adam Gibson be able to find him there. Drop step, he was going to dunk it.
Erron Maxey.
Maxey to the line.
He's had a great debut in the first 3 games. 15 points for him tonight, 3 rebounds. Again, he probably wasn't expected to come in and provide the scoring punch that he has. I reckon this would be a bonus for somebody like Joey Wright. They probably recruited him for a different role.
Well, he top scored last week. Erron Maxey with 20 plus against Perth and 16 against Cairns the game before that. As I said, came in late as a replacement for Michael Joyner. Corletto takes it inside with the floater in.
Got to have a runner.
Ibaka tried the quick transition. Kendall was in his way. Now we'll set it up. Inside a minute. Cameron takes it baseline, pushes it back out. Ibaka, Cameron couldn't get it to drop. Worthington with the rebound, and the Tigers could take the lead here. Who'd have thought the Tigers could take the lead to half-time? Worthington all the way to the basket. Thought he was fouled. Greer, the rebound off the glass, and they're in front. Silence the crowd here. Gold Coast the last chance. Take the lead back at the half. Ibaka steps through, kicks it out. Golding for three for the lead back. Can't get it to drop. Crowd a little stunned here. Gold Coast Blaze opened up a nice lead. Melbourne Tigers were in trouble. They were down by a dozen plus. Ben Knight went off with an injury. And the Melbourne Tigers have bounced back in a big way. Bouncing back from that 35-point drubbing last week and bouncing back in this game. And 52-51 they lead as we head downstairs. Shane Heal.
Erron, great start to the game. 16 points yourself. You let them back into the game, though. What happened?
You know, we had a couple of defensive lapses. We need to go ahead and play with a little more energy on our defensive end. And we also got to hit the rebounds a little bit more. Our defensive rebounds right now, we're lacking there. And I believe if we go ahead and step that up, we'll be all right.
Well, last week you gave up 24. Tonight there's already 12. Obviously, it's an area that Joey Wright will be harping on.
Yeah, most definitely. And, you know, at the moment, it's just something that we got to do with our effort. We just got to go ahead and step up our effort, our action on the defensive glass, and we got to make sure that we talk a little bit more. If we do that, I think we'll be all right.
Good luck to you in the second half, mate. Stay with us. Dwayne and I will talk about all the stats at halftime, and we'll see whether the Gold Coast can come back. I got you, mate. Just got a mic. All good. He's here.
Must be up there, is it?
Was here. I saw it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So I'm obviously.
Did we have the wrong clock there as well, did we? At the end there? The wrong clock there at the end. Yeah. Yeah, well. So what was the guys' chat was about? What was it about? Oh yeah. How many points has he got? 18, all right. All right, no worries. Can we have a check shot on the? Can we get a check shot on the tyres? Lovely. Welcome back to the Gold Coast Convention Centre. Tigers by 1. I think the crowd here is stunned, Shane.
Well, I think the Blazers stunned as well because it felt like they had the game well and truly in control, and the Tigers snuck back. They stayed at the defensive end. They got some easy transition and some offensive boards, as we said.
Let's get some of that specialist Shane Hill analysis. We have a look at some numbers.
Well, Erron Maxey, he's been fantastic in the post. He's the perfect ingredient that they need. And Golding, 11. Eubacker, he's gone to the line a lot. They need Harvey to get going a little bit more as well.
And Mark Worthington has been sensational, hasn't he? Corletto hit a couple of big ones.
Corletto, he was hitting them from deep. When they went inside, they got penetration, and he was able to knock down his trademark 3. But Mark Worthington, that's where it starts from. He's the heart and soul of this team, even at an early stage in the first month, and he has to be able to carry them.
Some of the match stats, Tigers have made 5 of 13 from the three-point line and 5 of 11 for the Gold Coast.
Well, the rebounds are the one. I mean, have a look at the Melbourne Tigers, 21 rebounds to 11. They have to pick it up, the Gold Coast Blaze, if they're going to win this basketball game.
Well, Worthington's been the man, and he had a chat to our man, Andrew Gose, during the week about a couple of the moves he's been going through so far in this season.
I'm here with Mark Worthington, a superstar of the NBL, and the versatility of your game. You can get it done outside, you also get it done inside.
Here he is, Wortho. It's his moment. He puts it to the base, and a tough shot made look easy. And look at Worthington, shows his emotion, and says, come back.
Today, can you show us some of your low post moves? Because in the shuffle, you do see a bit of action down low, don't you?
Yeah, usually when I get the second touch after on the third side, I get the ball in the post, which allows me to go work against either a bigger or smaller opponent. If I had a smaller person like yourself on me, I'm going to a back-down game.
Well, normally, they probably aren't as strong as me because I'd be in here like this. Now, what do you do when you've got a bloke like this down on you?
So I'm looking for my teammates. I'm checking them off. All the cutters are going through. So you're looking over your top shoulder. Once they're all checked off, now I'm going to go to my game. I'm going to start backing him down. You're bouncing again, and you're probably coming to a stop right in the middle. Because he's a smaller guy, I'm probably going to look for a hook shot over the top. In, bang. Oh. If I've got a bigger guy on me...
Like me? Sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
Okay.
I'm probably going to look to open up. Now I'm going to use my speed to either go one way or the other, or I'm going to get him on the back foot so I can pull up and use my shot. Open, jab, shot. If he does have the ability to block me, I'm coming in here.
Which would probably be me.
Probably not. And then I'm looking to reverse and using my body so he can't block me once again. Bang, bang, up. Oh.
Power. Oh. Show off. I had him locked up, just cramped. Got cramped.
You see, the big guys are usually a little bit slower and dumber, so they fall for stuff like that.
I think he might have lost a little bit, the big man, has he?
There is D in Andrew, but I don't know how.
Talking about big men who used to do it well, Larry Senstock, of course, Basketball Australia's CEO. You made a few of those moves in your time. Welcome, Larry. How are you?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I had a few post moves, but the boys these days are a little bit more athletic than I ever was, that's for sure.
You kept trying to sneak out to the three-point line and take the little fella's job.
As I got smaller, you see. Everyone else got bigger anyway, yeah.
Well, Larry, you're in the big dog seat. What are the big moves for the NBL? What can everyone look forward to? I know I worked with you in my first year in the NBL, and you made me do about 10 clinics a day. Are the fellas back doing that?
Absolutely. It's a big part of what we're trying to do is make sure that the players get back out and reconnect with the community. I think we've drifted away from that a little bit, and that was one of the great things that we did in the early years of getting back out there and getting to the grassroots. I think we're doing a good job of that right now, and the players have really accepted that role. But, you know, also just making the game a great spectacle, and I think that's really happening. The game tonight is a terrific game, very close. The 40-minute game means that the up and down, every play phase really counts. So all of those sorts of things, just getting it all back into place, and obviously getting ourselves back on television is a great.
And you've decided to stay as a summer competition, which is great news. Yeah,
well, we announced that yesterday, and that's a big plus for us because, you know, when we did burst onto the scene, it was in winter time, but the whole platform was different in those days. Yeah. So, you know, it's changed a lot. We recognise that. We realise now if we really want to capitalise on the sport and commercialise the sport as the way it should be, then the best opportunity for us is in summer. Make that decision, get it over and done with, and now we can really get our planning in place. Because otherwise there's always that, you know, should we, shouldn't we? Now it's done, let's move on.
What's the next thing on your agenda then? What's the next big decision you have to make?
Well, it's really getting this season, you know, humming, and it is doing a great job. We're really pleased with the way things are going with the crowds and the you know, the spectators and the audience for you guys. Terrific. But now it's also, from mine, it's looking ahead and saying, how do we now build this and build the product that we've got? Obviously, we've got to get our teams organised in Sydney and Brisbane, you know, maybe a second team in Melbourne, but get our major markets filled. We're not shying away from that fact. We realise we don't have them, but we're actually we're working very hard to build that because that's the future as well. You know, we get the whole package together and then we can move on.
Larry, we'll let you go. I know you're hosting a big function, 50 years of Gold Coast basketball. It's a fantastic night tonight. All the kids from the Gold Coast in for free, which is a great initiative. Thanks for your time.
No problems. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Larry Senstock, Basketball Australia CEO. We'll be back after the break. Tigers by 1 here on the Gold Coast.
Tonight here at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. All right, we need you to be as loud as possible in this second half. And what about you guys down this side? How you doing? You've got some nice seats here behind the backboard. You get all the action down this end, don't you guys? You guys get your covers there? All right, good. Make sure you get those out as well. When you want to support the players or distract Melbourne. Now, where'd you guys get your hair from? Where's your fancy hairdos? You get those out the front? What's his name? Pinky.
Doesn't get much better than that on the Gold Coast. 30-degree day today. Healesville, as they call it, where Shane Heal resides, after having resided in a few places around Australia. But it is a beautiful part of the world, Shane.
And around the world, and let me tell you, living overseas makes you appreciate this great country. And after having 5 years at the Brisbane Bullets and now living here for 5 years, it's certainly a great place to be able to bring up a family.
A few of these players have been over to US colleges to try and learn their craft. A few have been to the University of Shane Heal as well over their time. He played with a few of these guys and helped them develop. Must give you a great warm feeling to see some of them develop, and now you're working with them as an assistant coach with the Australian team. But a few of these guys are hoping to go on to bigger and better things in the future with you as well.
Well, I guess particularly Adam Gibson and James Harvey, who had a terrific opportunity to be able to play for Australia and played really well. And unfortunately, Mark Worthington, the man on screen, hurt himself only a day before we went to New Zealand, or played against New Zealand. And that's the sort of grunt that the team needed to be able to compete with the Kiwis.
So the Tigers lead by 1 after being down by more than a dozen in the first half as we start this second half. Worthington, Gold Coast crowd still a little stunned, some still finding their seats. Johnson, Kendall, Worthington, and Corletto to the ring. It worked well. Johnson with the putback.
Same thing. Where's the Gold Coast lockout? If you can't get the defensive rebound like that when you make him miss the shot, but really good execution by the Tigers. They ran it all the way through and specific for their offense.
Harvey to Cameron, pushes it out all the way to the hoop. It rims out Adam Gibson. Kendall with the rebound. Tigers taking it down the floor with confidence right now. Gibson with the reach in, still a Tigers ball.
Gibbo had an injury and was out for about 3 weeks after his chances with the Australian team and missed a bit of the pre-season. I think that's just put him off guard a little bit. He hasn't been able to find his rhythm coming back into the lineup, but I'm sure once he does, he's going to be a terrific player this year.
Kendall to Worthington, takes it baseline and floats it in.
How's the up fake? Erron Maxey went for it. And then there was a spin dribble, and Mark Worthington just has the touch around the basket to be able to finish.
Showed us a few of those moves at half-time and showing us some more. Bacona out to Harvey. He needs to make some threes. Can't get that one to go. Worthington the rebound. Kendall takes it back down the floor. They're inspired at the moment, the Tigers. Getting some stops and making it work on the offensive end. Kendall. Foul off the ball.
Sure what happened there. You're right though, the Gold Coast have lost their way. The fans are starting to talk. They've lost a bit of interest. They need a couple of trifectas, a couple of big plays to be able to get the fans back into it, get some stops in the defensive end.
Kendall, Corletto, McKinnon. And there's the box out rebound from Pero Cameron. They're getting around him. Gibson, Golding, inside, pull up, makes the shot.
And again, that's what happens. As you called it, Pero Cameron boxes out, they get the board. Now they're in offensive transition, and they've got so many scorers that can get in the flow when they get some space.
Steal from Bacona, and they're on again here. 53-56, all the way to the hoop. Adam Gibson.
Starts from the defensive end. Mick Bacona started to get some energy. He was the one who created the steal. Adam Gibson finished it off.
Corletto to Worthington. Kendall uses the body. Screen was set, but it didn't quite work for them. Shot clock down to 4. Worthington needed to put the shot up. And Maxey not happy and called the foul there.
Good experience by Worthington again, though. He just knows how to be able to do it. See Maxey with an arm bar straight on him, and Worthington just uses the experience to be able to pull through and create the foul. Really out of nothing.
And they get a fresh clock when it was down to 3. Kendall with the inbounds. Worthington. Maxey tried to keep him out. Backs his way in. Tries a clever pass, cut off by Gibson, turnover. Quick transition points on offer. He didn't drop for it. McKinnon the rebound. Tigers take some time. McKinnon, Corletto. Hit a huge three in that second quarter. Corletto. Johnson through the foul, couldn't get the basket.
That's a very good pick and roll from Daryl Corletto. Comes off there, just threads the pass because Pero Cameron had to show because Corletto is such a good three-point shooter. Nice little isolation on ball.
Daniel Johnson, second season in the NBL. Played with the Pepperdine Waves in the strong college NCAA. Makes the first, and he will get more game time in this second half than expected, with Ben Knight not able to take any further part in this game after being taken from the floor, carried from the floor in the opening quarter. And he makes both free throws, Daniel Johnson.
He's got nice form too for a big fella.
Golding with the reverse! It was spectacular until it didn't go. Worthington quickly down the floor. They need a couple of those to get the crowd back in full voice as they were in the opening quarter. Worthington, Kendall. Shot clock down to 7. Worthington. 4 seconds to play with backs into Vacona, hoping for the foul, gets the basket with 1 left on the shot clock.
They're certainly maximising their 24 seconds, that's for sure, but I like the fact the Tigers have got a target in Mark Worthington. They're going to him every single time, and he's been able to come up with either a pass or a score.
They lead by 5. Harvey. Cameron. Smaller Johnson backs into him and travels.
It's another rule they've stamped down on this year that the referees came in, they told us they're going to call the travels, and I like the fact that they've stuck to what they said they're going to do. Over the years, they've come out with these philosophies, and as the season's gone on, they've sort of weakened their stance. Now the players have to react to what they're calling.
Corletto doesn't want to let go of the big bomb. Shot clock again down to 5 as Worthington puts it in, and the Tigers have their biggest lead of the game, 7 points.
See, Mark Worthington was in the post against Adam Gibson and no one came to double him. You can't leave a big fellow like that with a point guard.
Harvey needs to hit the 3. Again it rims out. McKinnon the rebound. Momentum with the Melbourne Tigers, and it has been since about halfway through the second quarter. They trailed by as much as 12, the Tigers. Worthington to Corletto. Back to Worthington. Trying to get inside. Johnson works his way to the hoop. Rebound for Kona. Gibson back down the floor. They get a stop finally, the Gold Coast. Golding. Harvey for 3. And they needed that.
There you go. And that's a good pick to be able to get him along the baseline. He loves to shoot his shots in the corners or curling out to the free throw line extended.
Joey Wright on the sideline, on his feet at the moment. Kendall. McKinnon. Kendall set 3. Had a long look at it. It was an air ball. Harvey can go all the way to Golding. Thought better of it. Golding still free. Harvey to Vacona. Inside. Golding was free for a long, long time. Still couldn't make the basket. And the foul on Vacona.
That was a hard foul too. Vacona used his left hand to be able to push off in Kendall's head as he went up for the offensive rebound. Good pass there from Vacona. Got into the middle. Plays have been unselfish. Golding needs to be able to make that shot.
Rubaka checks back in for the Gold Coast. Golding has a sit down, as does Vacona. In fact, it was a triple change. Vanderjagt into the game as well for the Gold Coast.
See Maxey into the game now. He has to be the target. They have to go at him inside to give him an opportunity to get scoring again.
Corletto would take it inside. Vanderjagt kept him out. Crosswell. Spin move. Won't drop. Vanderjagt, handy rebound.
I like this lineup for the Gold Coast.
Barker, pull up 3. Rims out. Maxey with the rebound, easy as you like. And the two imports combine well.
You can just feel things starting to change. They're starting to get a little bit of momentum, and they're creating the energy on the defensive end to get these shots.
There's that big three from Corletto, and it rattles out. So things not going the Tigers' way in the last minute. Barker with the personnel change. There's the floater. And in the blink of an eye, it's all square.
And that's the runner he's got, but you see the hesitation moves, the herky-jerky as he comes off the screen, gets in the middle. You don't know what he's going to do.
Suddenly the crowd are back into the game. McKinnon, Johnson. Worthington in the corner, double teamed, under some pressure, shot clock, working its way down. Clever basket that from Nathan Croswell. 3 left on the shot clock.
Good pass by Worthington. And a good double team from the Gold Coast. They had to make an adjustment and start doubling Worthington inside.
Top class game this. Gibson works the baseline. Harvey inside. Look, unbelievable. Erron Maxey was free, waited for it. Everybody here thought he was about to pull up and try and make the shot, and he made the pass.
And that's a great step back. James Harvey, when he's going to his left hand, he steps back. Normally he shoots that. He spotted Maxey under the basket, and unselfish play.
McKinnon. Johnson under the basket. Spin move. Off the rim. Rebound for Gibson. Quick transition. Harvey for 3. That rims out. Croswell with the rebound. 64 apiece.
Nice skip pass by Chewbacca too, trying to get his captain into the game, and had Harves made that, it starts a momentum, and good play. Can't be short.
Gets him short again. McKinnon. Corletto. Again, they work the shot clock down to 3. And the foul's been called. And it's called on the India Barker. So Chewy.
64 points apiece, ladies and gentlemen.
5 team fouls to 0. See, they were complaining about it, but have a look at the hand on his chest. And that's the consistency we have to be able to stick to. They've changed the rules. Chewbacca comes into the country. He has to adjust to what's being called in each country, and see him talking to the ref.
But there's
no good complaining. And that's what she says. Stick to it.
The Inferno Breakers.
64 apiece. Timeout called. Melbourne Tigers will get a fresh shot clock when they come back out. Been a lot of NBL action on Fox Sports. Hope you've been enjoying it. Fox Sports, your home of basketball for the summer. In fact, there's been a bit of WNBA action as well, Shane. Have you been catching up with that?
Well, and some Australian flavour. Penny Taylor comes up with another championship over there in the big league, and she's just had an amazing career. And you have a look at what she did. She won in 2007 with Phoenix. The year after that, she didn't play for Phoenix, and they didn't make the playoffs, and she comes back again for the last month. She averages 17 points in 20 minutes, and they win another championship. And there is no doubt that her success, she has now gone up to the same sort of levels as Lauren Jackson, who 2 world-class athletes that we really should be proud of. And I'm surprised there hasn't been more media attention for everything that these girls have been able to do in their careers. I know they're my young girls' idols. They love them. And I think that's great.
I'm with you. They deserve more. It has been an awesome career that she has had. NBA season about to start, of course, as well. Corletto to the line.
Speaking of the NBA, Dave Anderson now playing for the Houston Rockets. Fantastic to see him get an opportunity in the NBA, because his performances in Europe have been absolutely outstanding and probably not recognised either. So good luck to him.
Yet another player that went to the University of Shane Hill.
No University of me. He is just a champion, and we're looking forward to getting him back involved with the Boomers and using his experience to be able to help the team.
Barker, Maxey kicks it out. Big attempt from Tyson Demos. Handy rebound, Golding. They can reset.
And Demos can make that shot. He's a very good three-point shooter, defensive specialist, but you want to see him taking it.
Bandage to the hoop, gets his own rebound and the putback. Now Tyson Demos is one of yours. You've got to take credit for him.
Yeah, Well, I played with him last year, and he's a good young fella, and he's got some good artwork. You got any artwork, Wayne? You'd have plenty. Couldn't you?
Talk a little artwork with you later. In fact, we'll head into the Gold Coast and get a couple more.
Yeah.
Worthington works the base, double team. Van der Jack working hard, nothing but ball there, and shot clock violation. They get a stop, the Gold Coast, and the crowd back into it.
And it's nice to see a little bit of passion when the Gold Coast get a defensive stop. That's a good indication in the body language to get the feel that they're going to take this in the last quarter.
66 apiece. Erron Maxey having a sit down. The India Ibaka to bring it down the court. Inside a minute. Three-quarter time. Ibaka fouled. Big Tim Clubber-Lang.
See, they needed to be calling these fouls 10 years ago.
There's Ben Knight. Now, there was a time when he was thinking of going to the hospital to get scans. From what we understand, he's going to stick around and watch the end of this game as Ibaka has it ripped from his grasp. But bad news, Ben Knight on crutches. From the inbound. Barker, Van der Jack, the tallest of all the options. Golding all the way. Van der Jack, the reverse!
Great drive by Chris Golding, getting to the middle, nice little dish. And Van der Jack, he's got great touch around the basket and good hands for a big fella.
Now the pressure back on the Tigers. Worthington with the fake. Lang, Creswell takes on Ibaka, the fade away. It doesn't drop. Things not going for them all of a sudden. Tyson Demos. Adam Gibson. 68-66. Into the paint with the fade away. His does drop. Timeout call.
That's a nice move just on the three-quarter time break by Adam Gibson. Being able to flatten his man out. I like his confidence and being able to step back and make that shot.
Didn't see the seconds running down there. 70-66. Three-quarter time here at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. I'm into it. Everybody's into it. Last quarter coming up straight after this. Three-quarter time at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. And after the Tigers stretch their way to a 7-point lead, it's the Gold Coast Blaze 70-66 with a quarter left to play.
Great defensive effort there in the third quarter. They gave up 31 points to the Gold Coast in the second quarter, and defensively they found a way to be able to get back that translated to easy points on the offensive end.
Gibson with the ball. Barker Takes it inside. It's up the floater. Vanderjack. And the rebound and the putback.
Great pass. Great pass. Got to look after the point guards.
Roswell to Worthington. And can't get the three to drop. Gibson back down the floor quickly. They're taking them on. Johnson got his hand on it, and it's a Tigers ball.
Great defensive play by Johnson. Got the block, and then came straight off Gibbo's head.
Hey. Steal. Tyson Demos fouled.
Unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
Al Westover is complaining, but they've said they are going to call that. If they're going to foul from behind and there's any sort of danger, and clearly there was no one between him and the basket, he took a swipe, and that's the right call.
Oh, is that how we're going to play the game now? You're going to send everything in the office? Right. Good on you. Great.
A little bit of banter.
Al Westover having a crack there and saying that he'll send the letter to the office, not happy with the call. So the 2 free throws and the possession their way.
Paul Mabry sounded like one of my daughters then, though, I think. His comeback was something very similar.
Yeah. 2 free throws and the possession after that unsportsmanlike call. Ibaka stripped from him. Worthington stripped from him. Gibson. Ibaka through the legs, into the paint, off the glass, doesn't drop. Johnson, rebound to Croswell.
Good no call.
O'Heg decided not to. Greer likewise. Croswell, Worthington. O'Heg again had the shot, didn't want it. Shot clock winding down. Croswell off the glass, doesn't go. Vanderjack got the rebound. Demos. Gibson. Demos outside. And now Gibson for 3. Vanderjack decided not to go for it. Off the glass. And he was fouled. He'll go to the line.
Tyson Demos has made a difference. He's added some energy, a bit of spark on the defensive end, and they've been having an opportunity to be able to get some steals and get going. Ibaka, I think Golding's telling him right now, I had a layup. Give it up, champ. Come on.
Vanderjack makes the first.
You have a look at the Melbourne Tigers lineup. Pretty interesting way with 3 young guys starting the 4th quarter at such a crunch period. Obviously, Al Westover's got a lot of confidence in those guys.
Second one doesn't drop. 75-66. Tigers in trouble again. Hey. Greer. Croswell. Foul off the ball again on Vanderjack.
See, Vanderjack made a good play. You're allowed to bump a cutter. Worthington does a good job of throwing his head back and sucking Vaughan Mabry in to be able to get the call. But you want to protect the guy with the ball, but you're allowed to bump people. It's a physical game. It's a man's game.
Greer with the pull-up. Makes the basket. And a big one at that. 75-68. Ibaka, Vanderjack, Demos. Just spilled it initially. Vanderjack kicks it out. Gibson.
Great bucket, Adam Gibson, but Greg Vanderjack, he's been distributing the ball well from inside, and I like the fact they're going inside and out.
And the Gold Coast bench on their feet at the moment. 10-point lead, 78-68. Worthington, double team. Creswell kicks it out. Hay with the finger roll, doesn't go, but Johnson with the putback.
See, the Gold Coast have got good results when they've started to double team Mark Worthington in the block. He's got 24 points, but he probably hasn't scored for the last 8 minutes.
Gibson gets it out to Golding. Fake move all the way to the basket. Foul, couldn't get the basket to go. We'll go to the free throw line.
That's a good, strong move by Chris Golding. Getting to the basket. Nice little crossover step. Getting to the basket. He almost finished it, but got the foul called for him.
Began his career as a development player with the Brisbane Bullets back in 2007, the year they won the championship under current coach Joey Wright and learnt to ply his trade under guys like CJ Bruton and Ebby Erron. Also had a crack with Perth last year, Chris Golding. He's been a very clever pickup.
Certainly has, and you mentioned CJ Bruton, the opportunity for a young fella like Golding to be able to see the way he practices, the way he prepares for games, and then having the opportunity to play on somebody like CJ day in, day out as a teenager certainly gives you an opportunity to play well.
Second one drops. 79-70 plays by 9.
He's got 14 points tonight. This is a very big contribution off the bench.
Worthington, pull up, foot on the line, I think.
Big shot, ran their offense. The Blaze looked like they were prepared to risk that shot and challenge him to take it. I guess it's better than getting him in the block, but Gordo can still make that.
Maxey, he didn't have his foot on the line. You can't get it to drop. Worthington cleans it up across well. 79-73, 6 the margin. Kendall. Roswell again, run the shot clock down to single figures. Kendall, 5 left, takes it all the way to the hoop. Rebound important. And it's, gee, that looked to be a target ball.
I've got to say that Adam Gibson's done a great job defensively on Luke Kendall tonight. Kendall was the leading scorer, as you said earlier. He took 21 shots or something last week. Tonight, he's only taken 6 shots. He's 2 from 6 from the field, and you've got to attribute that to Adam Gibson. The other adjustment the Gold Coast have made is they've given up 14 offensive rebounds in the first half. Now they've only given up 2 in the whole second half.
Foul on Croswell.
That's their 4th. That spells trouble for them. Every time they foul from here on in, Gold Coast are shooting free throws.
Adam Gibson. Erron Maxey, Golding, pull up. Would have been for 2. Tigers ball. Kendall takes it down the floor. Worthington's still on the floor. Just getting up now. Working his way down. Kendall waits for him. Yet again, the shot clock winding down. Kendall all the way to the basket. Off the glass was nice. Hanging in there. 79-75. Ton of time left. 5 minutes left on the clock. Gibson.
Blaze have got to go inside to Maxey.
They do. The fake into the paint. And the basket and 1. You called it.
Great recognition by Adam Gibson. He saw Maxey in there. He's the scorer. Nice being able to have a target that not only posts, but you see him pop out there and have the ability to be able to get around and still have the touch to make it. That's a big play. Go from 4 to 6 with 5 minutes to go. Crucial stage of the game. Tigers had started to be able to make a little bit of a run at them and get the crowd back involved.
Tucks the singlet. Lick of the fingers. Is that a universal thing, that? The lick of the fingers?
Oh, I didn't. I don't think it's a good thing, is it? Oh, where's that ball been? He's been slapping 5 with everyone. I don't want to be licking my fingers.
Corletto. Takes it down the floor. Greer to Kendall. Big basket this. McKinnon can't make it. Gibson the rebound.
Great boards.
Vacona. Kicks it inside to Maxey off the glass.
Great decision by Mika Vacona, and it seemed like Erron Maxey was in there for an eternity.
Timeout called, and the Gold Coast crowd on their feet. Melbourne Tigers have lost their last 2. And as we mentioned earlier, that 35-point loss to Townsville, Tigers' biggest loss in 13 years. And their biggest home loss in 22 years.
Add to the fact that it's only a 40-minute game.
Yeah.
I mean, you had another 20% of time on, it equates to like a 42 or a 43-point loss.
Or whoever down
Joey
screen
Wright.
on Wertho. Switch to down screen on Wertho, all right? Anytime Wertho's being screened out to the perimeter, whether it's a guard or not, switch out, all right? Switch out. If he's going from the inside out, switch out on him, okay? Everybody got that? All right? On ball screen, everybody, hands and under. Everybody, hands and under on ball screen. All right? Hands and under on everybody. They haven't heard it right now. They haven't looked at it. Even on Kendall, hands and under. All right? First hand off screen. Yeah. Keep teaching that. Hey, just close it out. Close it out. D, 1, 2, 3.
You smell blood in that huddle. Tigers have made the grand final every year for the past 4 seasons. 8 times in the past 17 seasons. And they'll be last on the NBL ladder if they lose tonight. It'll be 3 losses in a row if they lose. And their worst losing run ever is 4 in a row. This is uncommon ground for the Tigers. Kendall, McKinnon, Worthington.
Joey Wright spoke about switching on to Worthington, not letting him get an open touch of the block.
McKinnon gets it out and wins out. Luke Kendall thought he had that basket. Harvey considered some quick transition points, thought better of it. Gibson. Down to 4 minutes. $84-75. Shot clock down to 4, 3, 2. Maxey with the basket with 1 left.
See, that's a good finish by Maxey, but you've got to give that to Adam Gibson again. He ran 23 seconds off the clock and found the mismatch in Erron Maxey.
Kendall to Greer.
Who now has 25 points, by the way.
Yeah, big night. Draws the foul. Will go to the line. Tommy Greer didn't play in that Townsville whitewash Saturday night. That shoulder injury. To have a look at this Maxey basket and the pass again.
After the free throw line for the Tigers. And look up at the screen, everyone.
Tommy Greer back into the lineup tonight.
You know the Melbourne Tigers aren't going to panic. They lose this game, then so be it. They take it on the chin and they keep moving forward. If they lose this game, that is, down to 9 points with 3.5 to go. But the experience of Al Westover, obviously they have a belief in what they're doing and how they're going to continue to gel the longer they're together.
But they're away to Adelaide in their next game and then away to Perth after that.
Big ask.
It's a big ask. Adelaide top of the NBL ladder, essentially. Maxey lost it and was fouled. Big foul that.
There is no easy win in this league. Yeah, I mean, you have a look at Cairns, you have a look at Wollongong, were predicted to finish last. I mean, I felt guilty putting Wollongong last and Cairns second last because they've got talent. And that's what happens when you've got 8 teams. The depth of this competition now, from 1 to 10, is probably stronger than it's ever been.
It's all right, we all get it wrong sometimes.
Well, no, I'm not admitting defeat by any stretch of the imagination, just like I still believe the Gold Coast are going to make the top 4. But Andrew Gaze has got him second last.
It's so defensive. Thou protesteth too much. Another one missed short.
Just solid belief.
Big scramble, and Kendall takes it away and gets fouled. So it'll be a Tigers ball. But they're not in the penalty yet, the Gold Coast. 86-77. Huge 3 minutes coming up. Gold Coast can get their season back on track. Only won 1 of 3 so far. Worthington for 3. Would have been game on.
That was a big shot. Big shot. And a well-executed play, too, to be able to get him that look.
Harvey, 3! That's a monster!
He loves the dagger, James Harvey, and he just gave the Tigers one then.
89-77. 2 minutes 30 left. Worthington, Vakona with the foul. Still they had one to give.
It's still not a great foul from Mika. Better off playing good D because he's a great defender and he's the perfect matchup with Worthington in the block.
Once again, please make welcome the Inferno
Big basket that. James Harvey. Now Westover will try and set it up. 2 minutes 25 left on the clock. 89-77.
Good idea not to go into this one, I reckon.
There might be a couple of words that aren't fit for national television.
I reckon there'll be some spitting, and you always know when a coach gets a lot of saliva in the corner of his mouth, and there's things to dodge that he's not going to be happy, and he's got no reason to be happy right now, Al.
Well, losing's not part of his system. 72% winning record, Al Westover.
And he's been there forever. He was under the great Andrew Gaze for so long, and he's really carried on the same sort of culture, and obviously got the results with that. You have somebody like Warwick Giddy that played his whole career at the Melbourne Tigers, and such a respected player and a leader within a group with Andrew Gaze and Leonard Copeland, Mark Bradkey, that whole era. And to keep somebody like Warwick Giddy around is a credit to the organisation.
Crowd on their feet. Tigers ball. They need a basket and they need one quick. Pauletto gives it to them. They're still alive. Now they need to stop. Maxey to Gibson. 10 points, 2 minutes. That's the equation. Take some seconds off here, Shane. Is that the tactic? Late shot, Maxey. 10 left, Harvey. Down to 5. Might go all the way to the hoop. Does! Massive basket.
Great ISO. And with a few seconds to go on the shot clock, he's certainly the man you want with the ball, because he can shoot it from 3, or he has the quickness and athleticism to be able to get to the hoop.
And McKinnon fouled, and now they will go to the line. He sees the moment.
56% from the free throw line, Sam McKinnon. Certainly not his specialty. But he's no Mika Vacona either.
See, that'll get back. First does not go.
I've heard you put the mocker on that many blokes in front of goal. Are you kidding? Come on.
I think it's the players just blame the commentators.
Is that right?
Both don't drop. And the foul there from Pauletto. So Erron Maxey will go to the line, and that's really the last resort for the Tigers. Staring at their 3rd loss in a row.
They certainly have to do some soul searching at the same time, and as I said, whilst they won't be worrying, they will need other guys to be able to step up. You saw that Worthington 27 points tonight, Pauletto 14 points, Johnson 12, but after that they really just didn't have any contributors.
And that's the difference. Maxey makes his 2. 93-79. Only chances to hit some big threes here. Worthington makes it all the way to the hoop himself. Doesn't get fouled. He does get fouled. Called on Maxey. He'll go to the line, but this one looks beyond him now. 1:23 left.
Wertho's a little bit similar to a Matthew Nielsen that just has an ability to be able to get calls made and find a way for the defense to put their hands in. He almost teases them to be able to have a crack at it, and shoots a lot of free throws.
It's a couple. Quick stop here. Otherwise, it's all over. Maxey quickly down the floor. Ibaka working the shot clock down. Ibaka, little spin move. Oh, how about
that? These two imports are a great boost for the NBL on the Gold Coast. There's no doubt about that.
95-81. And this will bring the crowd back. Pauletto, big 3, makes it. Straight down the other end, Adam Gibson holds it up, using the seconds better than a basket there, essentially. Golding, Gibson. It'll be 3 losses in a row for the Melbourne Tigers. Gibson kicks it out. Golding for 3. Icing on the cake. Kendall for 3. No consolation for him. Greer with the rebound. But it's all incidental now. Worthington puts it in. Crowd on their feet. Golding holds it up. Last few seconds off the clock. 30-degree day here on the Gold Coast, and the Gold Coast have been blazing hot tonight at the Convention Centre. Joey Wright, after they were down by 7, looked in trouble. The Gold Coast Blaze 98, Melbourne Tigers 86. And they themselves were down early. They lost Ben Knight. That was a big loss for them. He was taken from the floor. I saw Ben Knight on crutches earlier. Shane Hill's downstairs. He's about to have a chat to one of the men of the moment, James Harvey.
Well, Harves, great captain's knock tonight. It wasn't a big one for you, but you certainly contributed and led the fellas well.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this is what I wanted this year. I wanted an even team that could have contributors and win. You know, last year was a tough year for us. And, you know, you see tonight we got guys stepping up. You know, I'm really happy for Bubbles, for Goulding. He's stepping up, playing well for us. Big key off the bench. Chewy Ubaka was big again. So lots of contributors, and that's a sign of a good team.
You could see the defense really kicked in, and then the passion and the excitement. You got the crowd involved, and it's got to be a confidence booster tonight.
Hey, we got one of the all-time big sprays at half-time. You know, Joey told us that if we didn't turn it around and start to battle and fight, that we would regret the day that he ever coached us. So, you know, I've had some good sprays in my time with Chalk, but this was up there. So, you know, we turned it around. We had to, otherwise we were in trouble tomorrow.
Well, certainly worked, that's for sure. What about Friday night? Big game against Townsville. You're going to have to be able to keep the celebrations down low and get ready for a big game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sign of a good team if you can back up after a good win. You know, we lost 2 on the road, so far we've had a bit of difficulty travelling. You know, we'll recover tonight and look after ourselves, and you know, I'm hopeful we can get up there. We owe Townsville one. We missed a shot, or I missed a shot on the buzzer the other night to beat them in round 1. So, you know, I'm looking forward to making amends up there in Townsville.
Congrats on a good game, mate. Fantastic. Back to you, Dwayne.
Big night, Shane Hill, tonight here at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. But a big night coming up next Wednesday night. Massive night for the Melbourne Tigers, coming off 3 losses in a row. They take on the Adelaide 36ers. We look forward to your company then. That's live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gold Coast by 12 tonight. Thanks for your company. We'll see you next time on Fox Sports, the home of the NBL.
Thank you. Go the Blaze and good night.